Hello and welcome everyone. I'm Patricia Kingston and I'm the Corporate Events Officer at Tourism NI, and I'm delighted to welcome you along today for the second of our TED Expert Digital Hot Topics webinars as part of this year's Tourism Enterprise Development Programme. We're joined once again by Ciaran, founder of Profile Tree, who's been helping brands with digital needs for over 12 years and specialises in digital transformation, developing digital strategies and supporting businesses to introduce AI and digital tools to streamline and drive business. So we're in safe hands today. I'm really looking forward to hearing what Ciaran has in store for us in today's session, where we'll be exploring new digital marketing trends for tourism businesses. So during this afternoon's presentation, Ciaran is going to be discussing emerging digital marketing channels and technologies and how to integrate these into your existing marketing strategy. And Ciaran will kindly also be staying on at the end to pick up any questions you might have. So be sure to pop those into the chat box in your control panel at any time during the session, and I'll be picking up as many of those as possible at the end. So just without any further ado, it's my pleasure to welcome you this afternoon, Ciaran, and I'll hand over to you now.
Excellent. No, thank you for the introduction, and yeah, let's get started. So, welcome everyone, and excited to talk about some of the trends we're seeing in digital marketing. Hopefully some new ideas and new content that we'll share today. And I know we get some questions, I'm sure, but yeah, all of these images that have been created of landscapes are AI generated, so we're having a little bit of fun with that. So again, back into one of the trends. So you can try and identify maybe what the prompt was, or where the location was, and how it got it wrong in a few of the instances for sure. So digital marketing, what's happening? Where are we today? So definitely, without a doubt, digital marketing is essential, and I think we've went over the last couple of years, last year or two, that it has become critical for any business. 4 or 5 years ago, I think businesses were able to get away with not really paying close attention and not taking digital marketing serious. But today, that is definitely not possible. If you want to grow your business and have a sustainable, valuable business that's getting bookings all the time, then you really need to be taking digital marketing as serious as possible, because that's where all of the customers are, that's where the transactions are, that's where the sales are. So it's a really important channel, and you have a really good strategy around that. The customer journey. So again, we want to think about how people are searching online and how they're going to purchase. So again, we're looking for statistics online, and we're finding data that people are spending 16 hours, 17 hours researching a holiday before they make that final booking. And again, that's a lot of time people are on websites, looking at videos, looking at content, narrowing down their decision to say, right, okay, I'm going to go here, and then I'm going to book here. And have you any content that's supporting that? Are you in the inspiration stage, or have you been focused really on the booking stage? So you're missing that brand building opportunity, relationship building that you may have had with that customer right from the start, and maybe an opportunity to influence them where they go. And I think that's where some of the bigger brands have dominated or benefited in the last couple of years, that they're very focused on trying to catch that inspirational stage, and then they know that a percentage will continue their journey and book. So again, we want to look at the customer journey integration of what we're doing, how we're catching that inspiration point and taking that the whole way through. And it's inspiration, planning the booking, the reviews, and then the post as well. And what do we do after that? Data-driven personalization. So again, if anyone's using Netflix or any of these platforms, Shopify, even Amazon, we're getting when we sign in you look at the homepage without signing in, you're getting a different experience when you sign in. So they're using personalization. It is common, it's everywhere now, and we all expect it. If we go into any of the big platforms today, we expect personalization. So again, how can you introduce this? It's very easy to do in businesses that are trying to advance in their digital. How can you introduce personalization into what you're doing? So again, that could be through targeted adverts. So don't do a blanket advert targeting the Republic of Ireland. You're going very niche. You're really focused on a demographic and an area, and you're testing to see how that's performing for you, and you're making decisions on that. So we can be unbelievably targeted in what we do. So back to the personalization, the tailored content. Do we have content for certain people, certain maybe guests coming to stay in our location? We've got a pack of content, say, on our website they're signing up to a newsletter and or getting an email sequence, and that is targeted to them. So for example, someone comes in for business is definitely going to be looking for different things than someone coming to stay for a romantic weekend. So again, back to it, have we got our personalization plan in and implemented in the business? Social media influence, of course, and content marketing, where would we be without that? But when we think of platforms like Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, how they influence destination marketing today, again, it's unbelievable how powerful they are. And then the question is, how active are you on those platforms? How much content are you sharing? How many people are you engaging? So again, back to the point at the start is, what level of engagement are you or investment are you making in digital to grow your business? Because that is where people are making decisions. Content marketing. So again, there's loads of changes in that as well, and these things are changing. So far, no probably new exciting trends here, or new topics, but it's the same content. But what we're finding is that, especially in Northern Ireland, a lot of businesses aren't exploiting all of these areas yet. So if we're talking about social media, Pinterest is the #1 platform for tourism, and they would, if you're talking to Pinterest, they would tell you that it's probably homes, DIY, and travel, that inspiration. And again, how many people are active and have an account and sharing content and building out a profile on Pinterest, when that's where people, back to the inspiration, where people are looking. So again, these are super powerful platforms that we need to be there and active and engaging and trying to attract attention. And it grows our brand and our presence online, and it all filters into everything we're doing. So they're the where we are today. So recent shifts again, yeah. Anyone can guess the location. Brilliant. Let's see. So mobile first, of course. Everything is mobile. We used to, again, a year or two ago, we're saying Google moved to looking at how a website performed in mobile. Well, that's not even a given. It's just mobile is everything at the moment. So you really need to look at your digital experience on mobile. Are you considering trends of how people are using their smartphones, or not? The desktop computers and laptops are not where people are booking. Most people are booking their holidays now. They're doing it on a phone. And what's that experience like for your business on a mobile device? Video content, it is absolutely dominating again. So again, a lot of businesses, we've been ducking and diving with video content. Still YouTube's second biggest search engine in the world, and it's maintained that. But if you think of any of the really hot social networks that have popped in the last couple of years, we talk about TikTok, or any of these, their video content, even Instagram with its video. Video is everything. With AI content, another trend we talk about, AI content being generated. There's a flood of written content coming online. People don't have time to read all this content. We're relying on our devices. We're listening and watching videos. Again, videos very important, especially the short form videos. So think of TikTok, Instagram Reels. They've been some areas that have seen massive growth, and that's going to continue. We don't see any change on sustainability. Again, of course, we all know sustainability is so hot. We see what's happening all around us in our own local environment. But we're going to have a look at some charts in a few slides. Actually, the searches around sustainability and sustainable travel have skyrocketed, and so there's growing awareness. And again, we need to be selling our story. How are you on digital? Have you messages about how eco-friendly your tourism event or location is? What have you any conservation efforts? Are you practicing responsible travel and tourism? So again, most people are doing this, but what we're probably missing is the classic piece is actually putting our website in a constructive way, maybe in our messaging, again, in our premises. Is it there? How are we mentioning it? We'll have a look at the interest in that as well. AI and chatbots, briefly mentioned, you can see here. So obviously they're changing everything that we do in digital marketing, and that's going to change. We can see, going back to the future trends, that maybe in 6 months or 9 months there's going to be AI automation tools for social media, where we will be able to have an AI post on all of our social media, take content from a website, write incredible posts, and share them on social media automatically for us. We can see that's coming, and that's going to be incredible, going back to maybe Pinterest and posting in our Google business. You know, again, we hear it a lot. Digital teams, small businesses we don't have time to do all this. Well, then there's tools available, free or very, very small price, that can actually help us scale our operation. And instead of it just being one of us, we can be 5. And the key is this, is that most of the big businesses around the world have been using this technology for the last couple of years because they had the money to invest in it. But today, it's available to us because, again, it's free or $20 a month. So there's no reason why we don't implement these. And consumers are looking for that. Consumers are looking for that 24/7 answer on your property. When you're sleeping, your chatbot needs to be there representing you and answering those questions that people have, because people don't have patience. If someone, they ask 2 or 3 properties a question and someone else answers, the chances are maybe they might go through and finish their booking journey. We see it a lot in e-commerce with cart abandonment, is that if you lose someone, the chance of you getting them back is so hard. So you really need to do all you can to try and get them through that buyer's journey and make that sale. With that, SEO, of course, love it and hate it. SEO has changed massively this year. Google has, the algorithms have really changed. Again, back on the base of AI content, there's so much content going online at the moment. We would have dealt or seen sites coming in and maybe had 10 or 20 or 30 pages. Now we're seeing sites of 500 and 1,000 pages. And I think next year we're going to see sites of 5,000 pages, because, again, it's so easy to create content at scale. And obviously people are flooding the market or filling out their website, and the right thing to do, and before their competition does. So then anyone comes, and instead of maybe they're asking what do I do around this place tonight, you're saying, excellent, I've got an article on our website that'll give you everything that you need to do, and that's there, and you're building that relationship with them. So SEO has massively changed. Big focus on local, I guess, local businesses. So again, you're using Google Maps, or is your business a real business? Google is really trying to see, because there's so many sites that are being created at the moment, this year in particular, around, you know, fake sites, AI, trying to get traffic. So Google's really trying to identify if your business is a real business. So have you got a name and address and a link to your Google Map profile in your website? Have you got an Apple Maps profile set up? Can it find you online? Do you have your social media accounts set up and claimed? Are you a little bit active on that? Have you got a website of a couple of pages with your terms and conditions and privacy? All these things that are signals to Google that you're a real business. So you really need to make sure that you've got them in point. And if you don't, what will happen if Google thinks that you might not be a real business? Chances are it's going to send you a lot less traffic, and we don't want that happening to anyone. Customer experience analytics. So we have so much analytics in our businesses. There's so much data, from Google Analytics to our social media analytics. We have this, it's incredible the amount of data we have. Again, what we're finding is a lot of people aren't actually looking at it, never, ever, ever. And what we're really trying to drive here, push or suggest, is that you actually do, you take it maybe once a month and you have a look at your analytics. Again, there's AI tools that will help you with this. But even just signing in and seeing that even within the tools themselves, they're becoming smarter. You're being able to ask questions. You're getting better reports when you sign in, and this is happening automatically. So again, do sign in and check. But where are your customers coming from? What devices are they using? What are they searching? What's the keywords or phrases they're landing on your website? And the same on your mobile. So you need to understand this so you can adjust your marketing strategy for the year ahead, and you can take full advantage. So for example, are you getting a lot of people coming through to your website on the basis of searches around fishing? And do you have some content on fishing? Well, then maybe you should double or triple that content and try and dominate that niche. Because again, if the search algorithms have recognized that you're a very good fit for that type of content, and that's what you specialize in, then double down and bring in more traffic and leads that way. So do look at the analytics for clues, and try and identify what's working, and maybe you'll spot things that you've tried and aren't working. So again, maybe you're posting every other day in Facebook and there's no engagement and you're more or less wasting your time. Well, then maybe save that time and set aside a little bit of a budget maybe for a paid targeted personal ad in that area. So again, there's loads we can do around that. So we have the data, but generally no one uses it. So that's the challenge now. So use the data. AR, VR, of course, we're going to see that continue to grow out and roll out. Normally, when we think of that as one of these big, fancy, expensive, we're thinking metaverse, we hear in the news and that. But again, if you've used Google Maps recently, you'll see that it is rolling out massive improvements. Our phones are AR, VR machines, and again, we don't use a fraction of them. But if you, again, I'm sure you've seen it in the Google Map app, you hold up your phone and it gives you the 3D directions of where you're going, so you can see the arrows in front as you're walking. Incredible. But also what they're doing now is they're making 3D models that you can spin around. So again, I was looking this morning, I was looking at the Giants calls and I couldn't see it, but set up yet. Maybe I was I was maybe having an off day. But if you look at the Eiffel Tower, for example, or any of these globally famous properties, you're getting an immersive 3D top down. You can spin around and look at every angle of it. And that's, again, they're using their satellites and their technology and their streetcars, and they're rolling it in and using the technology that's in our phones to introduce us to AR and VR. So it's happening around us. We may not feel it or see it because it's not big and in the news, but it's happening all around us in all of these areas. So again, very, very exciting. And it opens up a lot of opportunities for us. So just again to jump into the sustainability, we talked about that. So you know, again, we're all focused on sustainability. It's a big thing for us where we live, never mind the business as well. But this is a chart, and I'd recommend it. If you haven't used it recently, go to Google Trends. It's an amazing platform. Again, totally free. We use it multiple times a week. I would be in it, and you can put in anything that you want, and you can see information that you can go take it down to a 5 mile town. You can take, you know, you can really go into fine detail and see what people are searching for and get some trends and history. And it's so valuable, the data. And here, back to the analytics that we have at our fingertips. That's free, and we don't use it, but I just put in sustainability to see what's happening around the world. And you can see, again, if we looked at the chart, it goes back longer, but you can see there's a steady growth. People are really interested in and searching for it. There's a real focus on it. So again, how much content have you on? Are you sharing some messages in your social media? Is there policies on your website? Is it around your premises? And it's what people are searching for again. So you can dive into this and have a look. So really do recommend it. And when we're in Google Trends, of course, I was having a look at chatbots, and here we see, so this isn't, not our customers aren't looking for chatbots. This, when I was reading this, I was saying this is businesses, our competitors, who are looking, how do I add a chatbot to my business? And you can see, again, you can see the chart. So this data pool goes back to 2004. Like this, again, back to the information, it's incredible. And you can see that, like, it just wasn't happening in 2015. And I remember those early chatbots and the slow down websites, and it was a nightmare. And that doesn't exist today. The technology is so advanced, but also the chatbots are so advanced. Again, it is incredible what can be done. 24/7, you can get responses. Now, sometimes I'm disappointed. I'm actually end up talking to a person. I want to try and get sorted without even typing and talking to a person. So that is what's happening with our customers. So again, we set up to manage that, to deal with that, to help. And as I say, this is competitor intelligence. I'm looking at this thinking, gosh, okay, my competitors, so many other businesses are looking and diving into this. So should I be looking at it too? So we're talking about opportunities now. So where is there opportunities for us to tweak or change? What can we do going forward? So again, the voice search was massive. It was a buzzword for a year and it kind of faded down, but voice is everywhere. It didn't hit the frenzy of, say, the AI tools in 2023, but definitely it is everywhere when we think about the smart speakers, virtual assistants. So if your website isn't optimized for voice search, if you're not thinking about your business, how you integrate it, and how you do that is having natural content, natural language content. So what's the best? You're asking questions and answering questions. So what's the best thing to do in X? And you're having this content on your website. Chances are then you can be found in Google. There's also code you can put on your website to make sure that your website you're actually basically telling the search engine, if someone asks this query, here is my answer. Again, incredible to use that, and that's called schema. So that can be added to your website to Again, make sure you're appearing in any voice search. And again, you see people now, they're not typing, they're just talking into their phone and doing the search. So, and the interesting thing with that is, it's still the day is people are saying, hey Google, tell me a restaurant, a vegan restaurant on the Lisburn Road that's open to 6 o'clock and serves X. So again, whereas back 2 or 3 years ago, we'd been looking for a vegan restaurant Belfast, for example, today it's like it's a 20-word keyword, and that's changing everything again. So are you answering that type of content on your website? So content again is key, and that isn't going to change. It's just we really need to push with that and move that forward. AI, artificial intelligence in marketing, it's here. It has been a crazy last 12 months, and it is dominating, and it's only going to get crazier in the way forward. As I say, so content is written by AI now, with human intervention, of course. And go back and watch the first video, the first session of this, and you can get a wee glimpse into that. We see it already coming into, say, video creation. So you can upload videos and have them shortened and edited down using AI. You're not even editing the videos. Social media, I expect massive changes in that in the next 6, 9, 12 months. Again, from us, I'm thinking as a business owner, how powerful that's going to be, because we can scale our social media instead of maybe having to invest so much time. And the only challenge with that is that our competitors are going to be doing the exact same. So how can we get ahead of them? How much time do we have before they start using it? Do we have 6 months, 9 months, or a year? And if we have that, that's brilliant, because we can make really good revenue, really good sales with that. So yeah, it's super cheap, super easy to start introducing AI into our business. So it's content creation, customer segmentation, and even better targeting. Going back to the ads, like we can be so targeted in ads now, it is incredible. Interactive content. So for example, on LinkedIn, polls are incredible. We're seeing people interact more with content online, quizzes, polls, anything that can create engagement on your website or social media. So is there an opportunity there just to plant the seed? Influencer collabs, still love them or hate them, they're here to stay. But definitely there's a trend towards more long-term collaborations with micro influencers. So not the big, the big numbers of followers, more people are in a niche. So again, if we're talking about the vegan healthy food, so someone maybe that has 10,000 followers, but they're really active and commenting, and maybe you're doing a deal with them for 6 or 9 weeks, and you're building up a campaign, and that's the relationship that's happening, as opposed to the one and done hits that we've tried or seen in the last couple of years. Social commerce is really, really, really growing, and it's now nearly accepted that it's part of the norm. So, shopping on social media, there's opportunities now to sell our products and services direct, as you know, but is there an opportunity here to avoid the third-party platforms that take a commission and focus on these platforms, or gives us more options, as opposed to being tied to 1 or 2 key platforms? So we want to spread and generate revenue, again, where our customers are. Because we know that it's very hard to get people off one platform onto another one. So again, if someone's shopping on Instagram or Facebook, then maybe we want to be there selling as well. And the last one there is omni-channel marketing. So again, you've probably heard. So basically, it just means your marketing is in sync. You're thinking of it as a one whole channel, as opposed to, oh, I've got Facebook here and I've my website here. So how's your emails? Is it all on brand? Is it all together? Is a journey from one to the other? So this is really, really important, more so than ever, because again, think someone goes from maybe find you on social media, they go to your website, they sign up for your newsletter or purchase something. What's the email? So how is that experience the whole way through? So we really want to get that right. And the impact on all of these is we can, if we get it right using, say, AI content and personalization, we can drive better engagement with our customers. We can really get more bang for our buck and get more sales. We can generate new business and retain people. Again, just think of how many customers have you had over the years? How many emails have you sent to them with offers? So the last 2 or 3 years, how many customers have you served, and how many marketing emails have you kept that relationship going? Have you an opportunity to sell back to email marketing? So you mightn't have had time to do email marketing, but now with AI, you could maybe do that. Re-engage old customers, remind them of the the time they had with you and the experience, and then hopefully they'll rebook. With the likes of voice search and influencer collaborations, we can reach a much bigger audience, and we can target you can be very niche and target segments, and you can see that come in again. If we're looking for that, say the vegan blogger, we can target that niche and see the impact that has, and hopefully track it easier. We also need to think of user generated content. So, and it builds trust. So people like to see what other people are sharing. It does build trust, and it can lead to sales. I was talking to a handyman yesterday, and he was sharing that he did a piece of work in someone's house. He got finished early, job done, person was super happy, everyone worked well, and they shared it on their Instagram, and he was saying he got 40 new followers in an hour, and people messaging him, and he wasn't a big advocate of social media, but again, user generated content, people trust people, and if you can get them to do the marketing, and still see some places are really good at that Instagram shot. So where in your property is the Instagram shot? Where is that place that you really have you've staged, that people, when they come to see it, they're going, right, I'm going to take that's my Instagram photo. Have you that set up as an opportunity as well? Because again, you see the people who've done that, the classic angel wings on the wall, or the crazy furniture, or something unique and special that will get people posting content online. Can you drive that? Because again, it's free to cheap. Obviously there's investment initially, but it's incredible marketing that you nearly can't buy. Well, you can buy if you've got the budget to do it, but obviously if you can get it organically, it's a much better way. And again, we get better insight into our clients. And so again, yeah, when we're just jumping through some social media, because it's such an important platform. So Facebook, and we've touched on AR, VR, and what's happening in the metaverse, and it is being built on all the time, and we're all expecting to see someday in the future. As I say, ChatGPT was 2018, it launched, and it was November 2022 that it actually found success. And again, these things are being built on all the time, and then overnight they just pop, and we're all surprised to see them. Gosh, didn't see that coming. So again, just keep an eye on Facebook and how it's updating its AI algorithms and what it's doing. It's really focused on delivering better content to the user, and more, it's helping us as businesses with better ad targeting. Because it wants to really have a really good experience on their platform to keep people on it, because obviously they have a real risk of losing customers to other platforms. So again, it's a really critical platform for tourism or hospitality. And VR is, it really is, that's the one to watch in Facebook. We'll just have to see how VR, and it's got massive potential for tourism marketing if it does come in, but it's not there yet, but in the near future. Instagram, of course, again, it's so visual, the reels, the short videos, and you really want to be creating that short form content that's engaging, showing showcasing your destination, your experience, and what's happening, and what people can experience if they visit. So again, are you doing that, and can you do more? And what, again, back to analytics, what are you getting from that? What is your return on investment or return on time to date? Keep an eye on the enhanced shopping features as they keep developing out, because again, direct bookings, purchasing, it's going to be a real driver, we expect, for tourism related e-commerce. So again, keep an eye on how that develops. TikTok, I don't know if everyone's here on TikTok or not, or some people are, but again, they've got incredible location based features. Their geo, gosh, I've forgotten now I've forgotten the filters. Yeah, that's it. So too excited with what's happening there. But yeah, so they've got really good features around location. So they're, again, enhancing that. That's their little niche, and they're really focused on that. So again, where you can pin where you've been, but they're rolling out new interactive tools as well. So again, how can we use more TikTok in our business? Are you on it? Is your demographic on TikTok? And if they are, then you should be really in there mastering those platforms. Pinterest, as mentioned earlier, it's amazing. It amazes me how few people use Pinterest as a business, but you desperately need an account on there, and do fill it and have your boards and your experiences. And any page that you've created in your content, you should be sharing it in into Pinterest. Any video you can be uploading into Pinterest. It is an incredible platform for tourism. So if you're not there, that's your job today, is to jump into Pinterest and be sure that you're active in there, because it is one of the biggest tourism platforms. So you can create your boards, you can showcase your destination, your travel tips, your content, all of that will work. And then they're focused on, again, they're diving into the AR, and they're doing try-on experiences. So it's an interesting one to check out. Snapchat, we've got more geo filters on Snapchat. Again, I was thinking that Snapchat had been replaced by TikTok, but again, it is incredibly popular with a younger audience. So again, back to your demographics, if your customers use Snapchat, are you there using the Snap Map and other features for destination marketing? So it's, again, another destination marketing. And LinkedIn, of course, of B2B, in case you're relying on travel agents and more B2B clients. LinkedIn is incredible. The traffic to LinkedIn with the algorithm, the SEO algorithm change this year, has tripled. So LinkedIn was getting around 250 million visits a month at the start of this year. Today, it's around 750 million visits a month. And we're actually seeing that we can write an article and rank it on page 1 of Google using LinkedIn, a page or post on LinkedIn, as opposed to our own website. So Google is trusting people, real people, and platforms that have real people and engagement on them more than our own website. So again, these platforms, we should be on them. So if LinkedIn is related to your business or something that you could or should be doing, then make sure that you've got a profile there and you're creating content on it, because a post on LinkedIn, an article on LinkedIn, a blog will rank more often than not on page 1 of Google. So do check it out. So some ideas, some new strategies, and the AI images continue. So again, yeah, if you recognize the place or don't recognize the place, even worse. So appreciate maybe not all tourism businesses are going to jump in and start creating podcasts and doing audio marketing, but podcasts are so important and so popular at the moment. They really have, again, they've taken over. So you might not want to set up your own podcast, but is there an opportunity to go on a podcast, or is there an opportunity even to create a short 10 podcast episodes, audio episodes of things to do in your local area or the history of the place, and have them on your website? So again, you have that audio experience for people that are looking for that. One thing I definitely recommend on podcasts, if you do get to that magic number of 10, we're seeing a massive benefit online, because you get so many links from all these other podcast platforms. So it's a really good way to help move your authority up in the eyes of Google. So podcasts, it seems to thrust. People are talking. It's maybe harder, this AI content, and it seems to have a really positive impact. So again, can you be a guest on some related podcasts, or could you do a little audio series in your local area? AR, VR, again, as we mentioned, it's coming and chugging along underneath. And you see some tourist destinations have really embraced AR and VR and created some incredible experiences with that. So that's going to keep growing, and we'll see more of that as we go. We've got WhatsApp for business. So again, we are seeing a lot of clients want to move into WhatsApp for business and have direct messaging. So again, if you're looking at new platforms to communicate with clients, maybe consider that as an option. Voice search, and we've talked about SEO and content. You're ninjas in that now, of course. So we do need to change our strategy. What worked in the last 12 months won't work in the next 12 months. There's no doubt. So again, how's your local marketing? How's your maps? How's your reviews and your business information? And then, are you using these platforms? Because again, businesses that Google wants to see, it wants to see that you're using these platforms. So we need to be in there. Messenger bots we talked about as well, or AI chatbots, very important. You've got platforms like Facebook Messenger that provide that service, and then you've other third-party ones that do the same. And where you could see some of these coming in. So again, you could see, for example, a hotel using a messenger bot 24/7 to answer FAQs and provide booking assistance and maybe offer local travel tips or things to do. With the geo marketing, the targeted advertising, we've talked about that already, but you could see a destination experience in a seaside town, running ads and targeting people within a certain radius with maybe a last minute booking discount. for people who are in that area right at this moment or for the next couple of hours. So you're using these platforms that have the geo targeting switched on, and you're being very selective with your ad budget. So you're really super targeted people in the area, and it's come in and get maybe a special offer, there's discount, or come and check us out. So there's again very smart campaigns that we can operate. We get back to, we talked about it again, the user generated content, or maybe there's ideas where you can run competitions and get people to share photos and have a hashtag again to drive that mass user content online. The short content for social media, the videos, very, very important. So showcase stories of maybe travel deals or experience or things to do in the local area. Another one is obviously niche content. So again, is there opportunities to niche down in different areas? We talked about vegan, we talked about sustainability. Could you build out a little bit of content in that area? Is it related to your business? Could you niche into that and make sure that you're found for that? Because what you'll find is if you look at your analytics in Google, it will have built a perception of what your business is, and it's probably what people are searching for you and finding you for. So if it's the right perception, let's hope it is, then you want to build on that. And if it's not, then we maybe need to change that. And you can do that by volume of content. Consider loyalty and referral programs. So again, is there and opportunities for that? So can guests get loyalty bonuses for staying, and they can redeem for extra experiences? And again, we talked about the partnership with the collaboration with the influencers as well. So loads of things that we can do, and I appreciate there's lots that we already know about, but most people aren't doing them. So again, a classic AI image, and I did want to put this one up because you can see AI isn't perfect. It makes loads of mistakes. So and the content, the text is pretty bad as well. So they haven't mastered that yet. So but it's quite funny to see. So yeah, AI isn't perfect, so it still needs us, and that's exactly what we want to see. So where do we start today? So we suggest you look at your current strategy. What are you doing? So back to the analytics. I would definitely look at your analytics, have a look back at what's happening. Can we look at Google Analytics and look at some trends? Is there opportunities? Maybe look in your local area, or what are people in America searching for at the moment in your niche when they're looking for, and you can get this, you can see all this information. And again, with your own Google Analytics, you'll see what people are arriving to your own website. But what we say is, once you've identified maybe a trend or something that's relevant to your industry, and it feels like it aligns to what you want to do, you want to set some objectives then, and really say, right, okay, I'm going to do this. So back to it, if we're going to do a little bit of voice marketing, I'm going to record 10 audios, and it's going to be about the local area, and you're going to encourage people that are coming to stay then to listen to them. So maybe when they're out and walking, maybe a walking tour, maybe there's none in your local town or the local countryside, and you can record something. So when someone's walking up one of the local paths or the forest, they're listening to a little bit of history and find out, what's the background, what happened. Again, we're just adding to that experience. And you can imagine the feedback when someone's leaving, if all of this was available to them. So then we come up with a plan of attack, how we're going to do this. And again, we want to think of the tools, the staff, who's going to do it, if there's a budget and our time frame. We want to test new things and roll it out gently, of course. And I mentioned their complementary approach. So we don't want to stop doing what we're doing and run over here and do something brand new and fancy. We need to maintain it and keep them all going in sync. And the beautiful thing with anything in digital is they all support each other. So it's the multiplier effect. It's not 1 + 1 gets you 2. It's 1 + 1 gets you 5. Because again, if you're on, let's say you're doing all your social media and all your platforms, and you start doing Pinterest, the multiplier effect kicks in, and it's not just one. It has an incredible impact, because it will influence and benefit the other channels. It'll raise the authority of everything that you're doing. So it really is worth exploring that. So yeah, so we want to roll it out gradually. We want to check for the results, and as we mentioned, just monitor what's happening and make sure we're getting our results. And then when we've got our results, then tweak and start again. So again, the key things are, we want to keep the messaging, keep doing what we're doing, but build on it, add in maybe something new, especially with the AI tools. We can actually do that without any cost, or maybe even save time. We want to review what's happening and change. And again, most of the trends and what we talked about today, I'd expect people to know about, but just probably aren't introducing them into the business. So again, we have a big list here, and we'll send out some resources, or there'll be resources available to you. But just to quickly scan through some of this is we want to understand the audience, who has come to the site, and we have that in analytics. It's quantity over quality, or sorry, quality over quantity. So yeah, back to content is king. Just we really want to get that right. What's the type of content we're making? Is it short videos? Is it written content? And how we're going to make sure that we are that inspiration for everyone that's looking for content, or sorry, looking for a destination or a travel experience as well. Social media is so important. We want to be on and active and engaging with people. SEO, we talked about. Video content, if you're not doing video content, you need to be doing video content. Micro influencer collaborations, great to do if you are tempted by that or have tried it. Email marketing, again, with AI, you can actually do email marketing at scale, especially if you haven't done it in the past. So definitely do consider it. We need to just, when we're doing this, we need to be flexible and adapt to things that are changing opportunities. But what I definitely recommend is do give everything, or what you're trying, a good try. What we see a lot of is people try something for 2 or 3 weeks, didn't work, and give up. We would see, for example, if you post a new article on your website today, chances are it's going to take 3 months for Google to send traffic. So let's say you decide, okay, I'm going to post 10 articles a day, and then you're checking in a week's time and there's no visits. You're thinking that didn't work. Well, actually, it does take time and consistency. So 99% of people will stop because they don't see any results. But of course, if you can continue to move forward and pushing, this is the people that persevere will get the win. And then just the last slide. So again, just to wrap up. So I just encourage you, do embrace some of these new trends. Do try the new free tools that are out there and are getting better month on month. And if you can integrate any of these into what you're doing already, but definitely the most important thing or advice I can suggest is to start and test something, and go small. Do a small little test with something. Look at your analytics and keep tweaking and changing. And it's the people who are engaging and taking digital marketing serious in the next 12 months who are going to have an incredible benefit, retain their sales, grow their sales, and reduce their costs. So again, we'll stop now. I've talked too much. We'll have a look at any of the questions. And again, thank you for your time so far today.